Here in this segment, in ethers, we'll be discussing about the introduction, nomenclature, structure, preparation and properties. Under properties, we'll be discussing the physical and chemical properties. Let us see the introductory part of ethers. When we say that a compound is an ether, that is, if the functional group is O, then we say that the compound is an ether. How these ethers are obtained? They are obtained by the substitution of a hydrogen atom in a hydrocarbon by an alkoxy or aryloxy group. Alkoxy means that is here RO, this is the alkoxy group, ARO, this is the aryloxy group. Here R can be methyl, ethyl, propyl likewise. Here AR is, that is the benzene ring, C6H5O. These yield a class of compounds known as ethers. So how ethers are formed, ethers are obtained? They are obtained by the substitution of hydrogen atom in a hydrocarbon by an alkoxy or aryloxy group. And moreover, ethers can also be obtained from alcohols. How they are obtained from alcohols? Let's see. Ethers can also be formed by substituting the hydrogen atom of hydroxyl group of an alcohol or phenol by an alkyl group or aryl group. So, ethers can also be obtained by the substitution of hydrogen atom of the hydroxyl group of an alcohol or phenol by alkyl group or aryl group. Ethers can be classified as simple as well as, that is, mixed ethers. When they are known as simple and when they are known as mixed ethers, that is, here simple ethers or otherwise known as symmetrical ethers. See here, both the alkyl groups are found to be the same. That's why they are known as simple ethers or symmetrical ethers. If the two groups are different, then they are known as mixed or unsymmetrical ethers. Here if you see the alkyl groups are found to be different. That's why these compounds, that is these ethers, they are known as mixed or unsymmetrical ethers. Now let us discuss the nomenclature of ethers. Here common names or ethers, how they are derived? They are derived from the names of alkyl or aryl groups. They are written as separate words in alphabetical order and adding the word ether. That means, see, if the compound is CH3OC2H5, this is the alkyl group, this is also the alkyl group. We are having the functional group as O. So this is methyl group and this is ethyl group. So in the alphabetical order, if you name the compound, common name of this compound is ethyl methyl ether. Common name, you can name this compound as ethyl methyl ether. See this compound. What is the difference between these two compounds? Here the alkyl groups are found to be different. This is an example of unsymmetrical ether. This is a simple ether, CH3OCH3. So how you are supposed to name this compound? You are having two methyl groups. So you add the prefix di. Di, what is the alkyl group over here? Methyl. Dimethyl ether. How will you name the compound? IUPAC name. What is the IUPAC name of the compound? It is methoxymethane. It is methoxymethane. Let's see few more examples and a nomenclature. See this example, C2H5O, C2H5. Here the alkyl groups are found to be the same. That is the ethyl group. When we are having the same alkyl groups, we have to use the prefix di. So di, the alkyl group is found to be ethyl. So diethyl ether. What is the IUPAC name? It is ethoxyethane. Ethoxyethane. How we are getting our ethers? It is obtained by substituting the hydrogen atom of hydrocarbon by an alkoxy group. This is the alkoxy group or aryloxy group. Or otherwise we can get our ether by substituting the hydrogen atom of the hydroxyl group of an alcohol. So that's why alkoxyalkane, that is ethoxyethane. Let's see this example, CH3O, CH2, CH2, CH3. Here the alkyl groups are found to be different. Okay, so this is the methyl group, this is the propyl group. So what is the common name of this compound? Methyl propyl ether. What is the IUPAC name? Methoxy propane. Methoxypropane. Why methoxypropane? The larger R group is taken as the parent hydrocarbon. That's why it is methoxypropane. Let's see one more example. C6H5OCH3. This compound in general it is known as anisole. Anisole can be taken as the IUPAC name as well as the common name. Here if you see it, that is methyl phenyl ether, we can say. This is the common name. And then the IUPAC name is found to be methoxybenzene. This is OCH3 is methoxy and here benzene. Now let us discuss about the structure of ethers. This is an example of a simple ether. This is the structure of dimethyl ether. Dimethyl ether is the common name. What is the IUPAC name? Methoxymethane. Methoxymethane. Here, if you see the structure, the bond angle is found to be 111.7 degree, whereas the bond length is found to be 141 picometer. In ethers, 4 electron pairs on oxygen, that is 2 bonding pairs as well as the 2 bonding pairs as well as the 2 lone pairs. They are arranged approximately in a tetrahedral arrangement. The bond angle, if you see, it is found to be slightly greater than the normal tetrahedral angle. Why it is slightly greater than the normal tetrahedral angle? This is because of the repulsive interaction of the 2 bulky groups, that is the CH3 group, CH3 group over here. The CO bond length is almost the same as that of in alcohols. Now let us discuss about the preparation of ethers. Alcohols, they undergo dehydration reaction in presence of protic acids such as H2SO4, H3PO4, etc. The formation of the reaction product, alkene or ether, it depends upon the reaction conditions. For example, when the temperature is 443 Kelvin, you will be getting alkene as the main product. When the temperature is 413 Kelvin, you will be getting ether as the main product. And if you see the formation of ether is nucleophilic bimolecular S, that is bimolecular reaction, which is nothing but SN2 reaction, which involves the attack of alcohol molecule on a protonated alcohol, Let us see that. Here, let us see the preparation of ether. Here, alcohol, it takes up a proton forming a protonated alcohol. This protonated alcohol is attacked by the alcohol molecule. We are having the protonated ether which loses a proton to form the corresponding ether. Here it is found to be ethoxyethane. While discussing the preparation of ethers by the dehydration of alcohols, we have to consider some important points. What are they? That is, acid dehydration of alcohols to give an alkene is also associated with substitution reaction to give an ether. Okay. This method is suitable for the preparation of ethers having primary alkyl groups only. This method is suitable for the preparation of ethers having primary alkyl groups only. The alkyl group should be unhindered and the temperature must be kept low. Otherwise, the reaction will favor the formation of alkene. The reaction follows SN1 pathway, which is not discussed over here. The dehydration of secondary and tertiary alcohols, to give the corresponding ethers is found to be unsuccessful. This is because elimination competes over substitution. As a result, what happens? Alkenes will be formed. So, this method is used for the preparation. Of ethers having primary alkyl groups. If tertiary alkyl groups means, if tertiary and secondary alcohols are used means, we will be getting alkene. That is, elimination predominates substitution. So, this method, dehydration of alcohol, is used for the preparation of ethers having primary alkyl groups. Next method is Williamson synthesis. This is an important laboratory method for the preparation of symmetrical as well as unsymmetrical ethers. In this method, an alkyl halide is allowed to react with sodium alkoxide. We will be getting, that is RX, alkyl halide, sodium alkoxide, you will be getting ROR dash plus NaX. This R dash may be same are different. That is, by this method, by Williamson synthesis, we will be able to get simple as well as unsymmetrical ethers, mixed ethers. Let us discuss about these reactions. Here, better results are obtained if the alkyl halide, is found to be primary. In case of secondary and tertiary alkyl halides, elimination completes over substitution. If a tertiary alkyl halide is used, what will be the product? You won't be getting your ether, instead you will be getting alkene. So here the reaction of CH3ONA with CH3 thrice CBr will give you, that is 2-methylpropene, So that is, if the alkyl halide is primary, then best results are obtained. If it is found to be tertiary, means you will be getting your alkene. That is, secondary or tertiary alkyl halides means you can say that elimination predominates substitution. What is the reason for this? This is because alkoxide, they are not only nucleophiles but strong bases. They react with alkyl halides, leading to elimination reaction. Next is physical properties. If you see the physical properties of ethers, the CO bonds in ethers, they are found to be polar in nature. That's why they do have a net dipole moment. And the weak polarity, that is, the polarity is found to be weak in nature, that it is not affecting the boiling point of ethers, which can be compared with that of alkanes of comparable molecular masses. Ethers, they do have a low boiling point than that of alcohols, and there is a large difference in boiling point of alcohols and ethers, which is because of the presence of hydrogen bonding in alcohols. Ethers, they are miscible in water. Why? How it is possible? This is because, like alcohols, oxygen of ether can also form hydrogen bonds with water. That's why ethers are miscible with water. Let us discuss about the chemical reactions. That is, cleavage of CO bond in ethers, breaking of CO bond in ethers. Ethers, they are found to be least reactive of the functional groups. The cleavage of CO bond in ethers takes place under drastic conditions with excess of hydrogen halides. The reaction of dialkyl ether gives two alkyl halide molecules. Let us see this reaction. RO, this is the ether plus hydrogen halide, you will be getting alkyl halide plus alcohol. Again, this alcohol, when it is treated with one molecule of hydrogen, with the hydrogen halide, you will be getting alkyl halide. That is 2 molecules of alkyl halides plus water. And alkyl aryl ethers, they are cleaved at the alkyl oxygen bond. They are cleaved over here. They are cleaved at the alkyl oxygen bond due to the more stable aryl oxygen bond. This is found to be more stable. This is because of the partial double bond character. Here this is found to be a single bond. The reaction yields phenol and alkyl halide. That is, C6H5OR plus HX gives C6H5OH plus RX. Ethers with two different alkyl groups, they are also cleaved in the same manner. That is, ROR dash plus HX gives RX plus R dash OH. And the order of reactivity of hydrogen halide is as follows: HI greater than HBr greater than HCl. The cleavage of ethers takes place with concentrated HI or HBr at high temperature. If you see, when one of the alkyl group in ether is a tertiary group, the halide formed is found to be a tertiary halide. That is, we know that ROR plus HX gives RX plus ROH. Is it not? So, when one of the alkyl group is found to be a tertiary group, means you will be getting a tertiary halide and alcohol. This is because this is how the reaction is taking place, and this is because in step 2 of the reaction, the departure of the leaving group creates a more stable carbocation, and the reaction follows SN1 mechanism. It is a two-step mechanism. First step is the formation of a carbocation, second step is the attack of nucleophile. So you are having your tertiary halide. Okay. Next is the electrophilic substitution reaction of alkanes. Here ethers, they show resonance. These are the resonance structures. The alkoxy group, that is the OR group, is orthopara directing. The alkoxy group is found to be orthopara directing. The alkoxy group is found to be orthopara directing and activates the aromatic ring towards electrophilic substitution in the same way as in phenol. We are familiar with the electrophilic substitution reaction in phenol. See here, the electron density is more in the case of ortho and para position. These are the, that is, resonance structures of ether. The OR group activates, that is the alkoxy group is orthopara directing and activates the aromatic ring towards electrophilic substitution reaction. Let's see halogenation first. If you see the halogenation of ethers, phenyl alkyl ethers, this name of the compound is found to be anisole. Phenyl alkyl ethers, they undergo halogenation in the benzene ring. That is, anisole undergoes bromination with bromine in ethanoic acid. Even in the absence of iron 3 bromide catalyst. This is because of the activation of benzene ring by the methoxy group. Para isomer is obtained in 90% yield. Para isomer is found to be the major product and ortho is found to be the minor product. We are having para bromoanisole and ortho bromoanisole. Next is Friedel-Crafts reaction. Under Friedel-Crafts reaction, we are having Friedel-Crafts alkylation and Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. In alkylation reaction, the alkyl groups is introduced at the ortho and para position. Whereas in the case of acylation, the CeOCH3 group is introduced in the ortho and para position. The reaction takes place in presence of anhydrous AlCl3. The products are found to be 2-methoxytoluene and 4-methoxytoluene. 4-methoxytoluene is found to be the major product. Here in this case, 2-methoxyacetophenone and 4-methoxyacetophenone. So here 4-methoxyacetophenone is found to be the major product. Next one is nitration. Nitration of anisole. Anisole reacts with a mixture of concentrated sulfuric acid and nitric acid to yield a mixture of ortho and para-nitroanisole. This is ortho-nitroanisole, para-nitroanisole. Para-nitroanisole is found to be the major product.